I'm here to review new movie of a horror movie franchise in the 2000s, Final Destination Bloodlines. This is the sixth movie of Final Destination franchise that has different approach compared to the previous movies. It involves families and blood ties to the death. That is the main villain. It starts in the 60s in a very tall rooftop restaurant. That starts with Iris that is brought by her boyfriend who asks her hand in marriage when they're up there. Later, all the people in that building, including her, die in a terrible accident. Actually, we discover that it was a dream from her granddaughter, Stephanie, that disturbed by these terrible nightmares, she goes her families and try to discover the truth. Well, even though this is a movie that the fans know what's going on, I'm going to tell more details right now that if you haven't watched it yet, I recommend come back here later. And here comes spoilers aboard. Stephanie drives to her city to reach out to her family about her mysterious nightmare. She discovers where her grandma is, asking her uncle everything from letters hidden inside the house where her uncle lives. So her grandma lives in a witch house, isolated from the world, who tells her about her vision and how death later got everyone in that building, including her passing husband. That was a revenge she couldn't get everyone, except BJ, a very important character played by the enormous, talented, and legendary Tony Todd. There, moments later, after giving book with all the evidences, her grandma Iris dies, and the funeral said moments later. Her whole family comes to the funeral, including her mother, who abandoned her, and her brother Charlie years ago. And in the house, Stephanie explains how death is coming to everybody in the family because they were supposed to exist at all. Her mother, her brother Charlie, her uncle Howard, her cousin her cousin Iris, except her cousin Eric, the cool, rebellious punkhead, the funniest character in this movie, because actually he was a son of his mother's affair. Maybe that's why he's the best character in this movie. And the funniest one, of course. During the movie, they try to cheat them. After talking, to BJ, the Tony Todd's character, based her grandma's, they tried to cheat death because they discovered someone survived. That was Tony Todd's character. And then go to the hospital to talk to him. And he tells him that one way to survive is killing someone and taking their lifespan. But actually, it never happened. They never could achieve it. And each one was dying in a terrible and wicked, creative way. In the end, Charlie, he thought he was sucking his sister Stephanie. But actually they discovered they didn't at all. So the time goes by, and because of a coin related, the Gypsies in the beginning of the movie, they were responsible for a train stop working, evade the village of houses, destroy a bunch of houses, do this process, and they run away from it, Stephanie and her brother Charlie. But actually, in the end, both were killed by big trunks. That was inside the train. The end. Wow. I never imagined, I gotta admit that I never ever watched a Final Destination movie ever. I really apologize for that. I'm a Scream movie fan, but I never thought that a Final Destination would be so much fun, and I never had so much fun laughing in the end of the movie. Yes, a horror movie could get laughs from audience and my bright smile. The movie was great, despite several CGI's bad deaths. Please avoid CGIs in horror movies. The more practical effects, the better. It makes the deaths horrible and more realistic. Using AIs and technology makes the deaths not reliable and very, very cheap. And won't make people feel horrified at all. And I'm saying by someone who really watches some awful movies. But overall, I have a lot of fun. And I'm going to give for Final Destination Bloodlines 8.5. So what do you think about this movie? Fun, right? So if you have more suggestions on movies, please leave it a comment below. Like, share, subscribe for the channel, and thank you so much for coming by, join this wonderful video, and that's it, and have a weekend and night.